Welcome to the official Jussie Smollett News Network, also known as the Quartering, and there's been quite a few updates overnight. I thought about holding them till Monday, but people need things to watch on Saturday too. So if you're like me and you've just got some time to kill today, make sure you click that red subscribe button down below the video. I know it can be a pain, but it's really the only way you'll find my videos, and I would greatly appreciate it. Now, we all saw the epic fail that was Jussie Smollett getting sentenced just the other day, and it was probably one of the most hilarious rug pulls I've ever seen. After the judge absolutely eviscerated him for nearly 40 minutes, people were pretty much convinced that he was going to walk with just the probation, and then he slipped in, well, with the first 150 days, will be served in Cook County Jail. And that's when we got to see one of the most epic meltdowns in a courtroom in a long time. Well, he's already become a problem inmate, and it's just his first day. And we're going to get into all that hilarity after a quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Kamikoto. That's right, Kamikoto makes Japanese steel kitchen knives using traditional techniques from Japan. Over 800 years of Japanese technology and expertise have gone into creating the steel that this knife has been meticulously handcrafted from, using techniques that date all the way back to the Edo period of Japan. Kamikoto only uses steel sourced from mills in Japan. Each knife comes in a beautiful heavy-duty wood box. It makes sure that the knife is stored safely. Each knife is individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. These are knives that I personally own and use. I got a set through this promotion. Over Christmas, I used it to cut a beautiful brisket that I had made for the holidays, and cut ham and turkey and all sorts of things. Not only did it work flawlessly, but it was a talking point at the table. The knives felt like the perfect weight. They were perfectly balanced. And on top of all of this, just for you, my subscribers, you guys can get an additional $50 off any purchase you make with discount code THEQUARTERING. So click the link below and go to kamikoto.com/thequartering and use promo code THEQUARTERING to save an extra $50 today. Now, this according to the Daily Mail, Jussie Smollett plays the race card again. Disgraced Empire star says he was, quote, treated more harshly because and sentenced to 150 days in jail because he's black. Ranted about not being self-harmy in case he goes out like Jeffrey. Now, here there is a wide variety of reasons why I think he was sentenced fairly. I think, you could make the argument for throwing the full 3 years at him, and I don't know if I'd necessarily argue against it. But 5 months in jail, which will most likely end up being less than a month. That's my opinion. Actually, how long do you think he's going to serve? Let me know in the comment section down below. I think a month would be shocking if he's in there for a full month. But I think the reason he got some time in the clink were due to the numerous disrespectful things that he did during the trial, including perjuring himself on the stand, refusing to accept any responsibility whatsoever right up to the bitter end, being late for his own sentencing. That's a huge, you don't disrespect the judge on the day of your sentencing. Like, that's not a good idea. Maybe he wasn't thinking about jail time until that finally pushed him over the edge. Obviously, there are also there are numerous, like, legitimate legal reasons why you could say that, this guy deserves some time behind bars, because it wasn't just that he, like, perpetrated a hoax. It was, the audacity of it. Obviously the money that he had to pay back to the Chicago Police Department will be a drop in the bucket for him, as I'm sure he's getting huge scripts for coming out of prison all hard. He's going to be hard as the rock pile now when he comes out of prison. He's going to do some tough guy movie, or jail, sorry. Also, side note, a lot of people who've worked in the penitentiary system have reached out to me, also people who've done time, and pointed out that, like, Cook County Jail is wild. You have a lot of short timers in there, and it's unpredictable and it's rough. Whereas prison, people have basically said like most people are just trying to do their time and get out. Short timers are wild cards, so to speak, and you also have people who have big sentences awaiting transfer to like the federal prisons, and they're in there too. I think that he was rightfully given at least some time in the clink because he had numerous opportunities to own this. Numerous, okay? Never did it. The judge also alluded to something that I thought was very important too. This guy had corrupt politicians giving him special treatment. So, it would have been, I think that factored into it. What was her name? Kim Fox. Like the Obamas make a phone call to Kim Fox and suddenly the investigations dropped. Like his time in jail, I think, more than anything, if that judge is anything like me, speaks to the judge saying, no, I'm not going to have this level of corruption and nepotism in my judicial system. And, what he did was a crime. He was, quite frankly, sentenced to a very small percentage of the maximum time he could have gotten. What was it, 3 years total? He got 5 months. And of those 5 months, he'll serve like less than one, in my opinion. So, it's not like he got the full 3 years or even 2 years or even a year, 5 months. And this will probably be a good career thing for him. I think it was all of these exacerbating factors, the lack of accountability, the lack of, perjuring himself on stand numerous times, having his idiot brother go up there and basically scold the judge. Like, I'm sure, I don't know any judges personally, and I don't know if they would even admit this, like, offhand, but I have a strong suspicion that judges probably have that sentence figured out a long time before the day of the sentencing. And the dog and pony show that happens on that day is probably really unlikely to change the sentence that is getting handed down. Now, maybe I'm dead wrong about that. I don't know. But it seems unlikely that a judge would allow their opinion when they have like a month to prepare for sentencing or whatever it was in this case. Like he didn't think about it at all until that day, and then he made his final decision that day. I mean, I think they have a pretty general idea what they're going to do before they do it. Now, on Thursday, Jussie Smollett, once a darling of music and TV world for his success on the show Empire, was sentenced to 150 days. The star was convicted of 5 felony accounts of disorderly conduct for lying to police repeatedly. Remember the interview he did? He went on TV and he cried and like, it was absolutely insane. Despite his light sentence, TMZ reported that Smollett told his attorneys before his Thursday court appearance that he would get a harsher sentence than most people because he is black, calling it proof of systemic racism in the court system. Well, what a convenient excuse to set up. What a hilarious self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like, well, if I get any jail time, it's obviously because of racism, and it'll just only confirm that. It's ridiculous. In court, he protested that I'm innocent. And then he will serve his sentence in Cook County, a stone's throw from the court and one of the biggest jail complexes in the country, under protective custody. He will be housed in his own jail cell, which is monitored by security cameras in the cell by an officer wearing a body-worn camera who is stationed at the entrance of the cell to ensure that Smollett is under direct observation at all times. What a waste of money. Think about that. How much are we paying for this? Then you have Jussie say, I am innocent and I am not. So I don't have any opinions of self-harm. My brother's is innocent. We will keep fighting. For what? Literally nobody thinks that he's not guilty. I don't think that he even thinks he's not guilty. Although he may have convinced himself. Inside Jussie's terrifying new home. That's the cell. You have like that little thing in the center and the 4 walls, and you get 5 months in there. Nice. I mean, here's more like what I expect in a dormitory scenario where you have like bunks. Uh, you know, again, this type of scenario situation is, here you have basically what looks like maybe the bullpen intake or something like that. I don't know. They look like they all have prison garb on already. So it's probably not that, but they got some sort of, I mean, this is some wild place. And conditions aren't exactly great. Now, I'm sure that Jussie Smollett is going to have the best of the best in jail. He's got money. Maybe people, on the inside that are on the payroll are going to protect him. I don't know. But, like, the idea that you got prison time because you're black is absurd. There's absolutely no evidence of that. And it's such a crappy thing to do. It's right on par with what you would expect from the Juice Meister, is like, no personal responsibility at all. Basically, I committed and continued to commit multiple felonies, never showed any contrition, but I don't deserve any kind of sentence because reasons. It's people like Jussie Smollett who put race relations back, because you can't constantly use your race as a shield to excuse your own bad behavior. People tune that out. Like, do you have any idea? Do you think Jussie cares how much damage he's done to people who will actually be coming forward and reporting crimes like this? I guarantee things like this happen. I'm sure it's exceedingly rare. But the idea that now the damage, like the judge himself said that he became a verb, like of a hoax, a huckster, charlatan. And like, it's insane. He did talk to his defense team on Friday saying that he's okay and filled with hope. I'm assuming that he knows he's not going to be spending much time behind bars. I would be shocked if it was more than a month. Truly shocked. And basically, you're going to sit in. I'm not saying it's easy, okay? But, staring down the barrel of a 5-month sentence that is going to turn into a few weeks is probably a lot different than staring down 20 years. Or thinking about maybe going to prison. And he has a huge benefit that a lot of other people don't have, where he's going to be in PC. He's not really going to have to interact with other prisoners. He'll probably have his tray and his canteen brought to his cell. He's not going to have to deal with much of what other prisoners actually have. He's not going to be showering with them, I would suspect. And so he gets 5 months to himself. No internet, to work out and stare at the wall and write scripts and write his new Oscar award-winning comeback story. I'm not exactly feeling bad for him. Let's say that let's say the cops had found these two white people that fit the description. They're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Do you think? I believe Jussie would have let them go to prison. I believe this strongly, and that's why I don't care one bit about how much time he's spending in the clink. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.